Steve.
Yeah?
How about that Carl Gunnarsson trade today?
Yeah, how about the little Ryan Kessler trade? Yeah?
And you're going to go there.
For Nick Bonino?
Let's talk about the draft again.
Let's talk about the draft then. Let's talk about the draft! Woo! Are you just gonna get hammered? Get me a toaster.
Magic Angel Robot from Winnipeg!
What the hell are you talking about?
This team is ruining my life!
Hi, I'm Steve Dangle with...
Dimitri Filipovic.
I feel like we're doing Join in the Rush. Can you be Russian for this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Alright, okay.
Russian, Greek, Serbian.
Same thing. All the same. I head up LeafsNation.com. You are the Grand Master of Canucks Army?
Yeah.
General.
Something like that. General.
General.
General, you're the overlord?
I can be the overlord. I like this. I like this. We're both here in Philadelphia covering the draft. I need to stop clapping. We're both here in Philadelphia covering the draft for the Nation Network, and yeah, let's do some clapping. I clap at the beginning of everything. Shut up! We're going to talk about the Leafs, the Canucks, all the crazy stuff that happened, also the Oilers, Flames, and any other team in the network. I really just dissed the Jets there.
Yeah.
There's only one other team. Why didn't I just say the Jets? Since this is my YouTube channel, mind if we start with the Leafs?
Look at that East Coast bias.
That it is, you know, it's just the way it should be, though.
Yeah.
I feel the gravitational pull pulling me back to Toronto as we speak. Day one starts with much optimism for me.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the Leafs. I had a dream that they would either get William Nylander, well nigh the hockey guy, or Nikolai Ehlers. They got Nylander.
King Joffrey.
King Joffrey, young DiCaprio. Part of the reason he was even available is because the Canucks took who at 6?
Jake Virtanen.
Oh, you're not happy about Jake Virtanen? He's not happy about Jake Virtanen. That's a shame, because I'm pretty happy about Willie Nylander. The thing about Nylander is, yes, he switched around a whole lot last season, playing in the big Swedish league, lower level, played with his dad, Michael Nylander. Supposedly has some attitude issues, but also supposedly has the craziest skill in the draft. Or at least he's one of the top guys.
Yeah, and one of those things is useful for playing hockey. So.
You know? So, happy, here, Virtanen.
Yeah.
No, not with the happy.
No.
I want to try that again, look. No, Virtanen face. So tell me about Jake Virtanen a little bit, because I shouldn't be making fun of you. I picked him in a mock draft that we were both a part of the other day. Or were you a part of that?
I was, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and did you notice
that would be awkward.
Did you notice that I skipped past him? And
yeah, I did.
Nikolai Ehlers?
I did, yeah, you're a jerk for that.
Yeah, he's a local boy. He has good tools, very toolsy.
Oh, good. A lot of grit chart?
Yeah.
Hashtag grit chart.
But he played with an overager, and, you know, he didn't really produce at that high a rate, so there's not that much reason to be that excited about him.
He had 45 goals.
Yeah, but do you see his assists?
No. Oh. Then moving to the Oilers side of things, I guess we should have started with them on account of they picked second. Oh no, they didn't. They picked third.
And Oilers Nation kind of runs our nation.
I mean, yeah, but Toronto's coming up. Canucks are kind of there. They picked Leon Draisaitl, who I think was a bit of a surprise, but I don't hate that pick. I don't blame him.
I know he's a big center, but he can play. So the most important thing is that like the size isn't the selling point. He can actually also play hockey.
This is the weird thing. Like people see a guy who's 6'2" or above, and now it's don't draft that guy.
I know. The paradigm's really shifted.
It's really strange, but he's a guy who can play in the NHL next year.
Yeah.
I know Bennett was available, but I don't hate that pick. That's a good pick. But by doing that, they allowed Bennett to drop to the Flames, who were little busy bees. Busy flaming seas? Flames get Bennett.
Yep.
Probably a huge steal at number 4, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to go number 1.
Yeah, but did you hear he can't do any pull-ups?
He can't do any pull-ups, which are so important. So important. But it's okay, because he's going to be a skilled player on the Flames for years to come. And he has some teammates now that probably can do pull-ups because they're big, strong meanies.
Yeah, Brandon Bollig, he can protect them.
Brandon Bollig, and they got Hunter Smith.
Yeah. I
tweeted the Flames were interested in Hunter Smith. You need to listen to me. Insider. Quick, who's better, Dreger or me?
You.
At what?
Good answer. At what? The answer... First of all, bubble hockey. I could probably crush him at bubble hockey. So in short for Alberta, Edmonton should be pretty happy. Flames, I think, should be pretty happy as well.
Yeah, what a world we live in. The Albertan teams are thrilled with what they've done.
This is so strange.
Toronto, Vancouver, sad.
Well, hey. So slightly off the board picks with Virtanen, and then with I can't even remember the kid's name. Hayden Fleury with the Hurricanes. Nylander, obviously available for the Leafs, and then Nikolai Ehlers for the Jets. I think they should be thrilled with that.
Yeah, I wanted him at 6. So.
Jeez.
I'm not thrilled with it, but they should be.
Oh, they should. Oh, no, you should be miserable. You should be sad.
I kind of like what the Jets are doing over there.
I
don't really like Winnipeg.
No. Well, who likes Winnipeg?
Oh, not Evander Kane, I guess.
No, oh jeez. So what happened there? You were in the fancy media person section. He was supposed to get traded, maybe, sort of?
Well, there were some rumblings, but I mean, they've been kind of going on for a while now, so you really don't know what to believe.
Regardless, the Jets, if they keep Evander Kane, are also going to have Ehlers, also going to have Scheifele, also going to have Patan,
Morrissey,
Trouba on the back end.
Yeah, that's right.
If they get some Pavlectric goaltending, I'm sure they'll be cup bound. Now, before we get to the biggest trade of the weekend, which is clearly Carl Gunnarsson, why don't you talk about some of the smaller moves that the Canucks made?
Traded the second best player. What? Small.
I mean,
was Carl Gunnarsson like the 20th best player in the Leafs?
I mean, Carl Gunnarsson's pretty...
Somewhere between Troy Bodie and Paul Ranger?
Listen, Troy Bodes as I like to call him, is pretty good.
What's Benning supposed to do there? Just kind of bent over the barrel.
Benting? With two ends.
He basically gave him a list of one.
What,
I mean, he said Chicago and Anaheim, but then the cap didn't go up as much as people thought. So Chicago was kind of out.
No, but it was projected to go to like 70, and now it's 69.
Yeah,
was
but
it
they
really
don't
the million?
Move sharp, and there's like a lot of balls in the air there. And
I did hear that rumor, by the way, before it broke. Yep, no, not balls in the air, sharp. Oh. Sharp balls in the air. And speaking of cap, I think the Canucks got some big relief when they not only traded Kessler, but Garrison.
Yeah, I like how you said big relief, and then Garrison, considering they traded him because of groin issues.
Oh, is that? Oh. And so I look at the Canucks, they're probably going to be younger.
Yeah.
Maybe faster.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Which is good. Those are good things.
Yeah.
So you got to protect them with a big meanie who punches people in the face, and they go out and get Derek Dorsett.
Yeah.
He's good, right?
Well, I think, you know, he's the lesser of two evils. Like, at least he can sort of play hockey.
I didn't think he had a bad playoff.
No,
at least he can sort of play hockey?
Well, I mean,
what a compliment.
I mean, he pisses people off, right? So he draws a lot of penalties, which is a good thing. But he also does take a lot of penalties, which kind of negates a little bit of it. But
yeah.
I mean, he has a very punchable face.
Wow. How's my face on the punchability scale?
Less than Traeger.
Confirmed. So I'm getting a rebuildy vibe from the Canucks, but I don't know. A full rebuild though?
No. I mean, they still have the Sedins there, so they're never going to be like that bad where they're just going to, you know, get a top 2-3 pick. So.
And I find it pretty hard to believe that Burrows will have just as bad a season as he did this past year.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably score more than one goal through the first 60 games or whatever.
Probably more than one goal. So we assume on behalf of the Albertan teams that they are happy.
Right.
You represent the Canucks.
Yeah.
How are you? Happy?
I'd say lukewarm.
Lukewarm. Shut up, phone! If you had to give them a letter grade, what would you give them? Is that a gang sign? It's no, it's this. I think it's... Which, oh, friggin'. See?
I'm not the video expert.
Well, listen. I spent 4 years at university learning my craft. We will discuss this off camera. Then let's talk about the laughs.
Laughs.
They trade Carl Gunnarsson and a pick for Roman Polak. And
they're still paying Carl Gunnarsson next year.
And they're still paying Carl Gunnarsson that little dough, you just know your facts. I've seen a lot of people talking about criticism of the trade, like, oh, come on, it's not that big a deal. This is exactly the kind of deal the Leafs make all the time that I don't like. I think Gunnarsson for Polak straight up, that's not such a bad deal. Then you add in the third rounder.
Not the third.
Not the third. Hey, you can get a lot of things with a third. You could get... Who's the third rounder? Sometimes it works.
Who did the Leafs take third?
You could get Valiev, who you interviewed.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, there's going to be a profile up on the LeafsNation.com. He likes Dion Phaneuf?
Yeah, that's a cool Leaf.
Oh wow, hope they don't trade him to Florida. And like you said, it's not just the player, it's not just the pick, it's the salary retention. It's all these little things. And you go, what? It's $200,000 until the Leafs are right up against the cap, and you're like, we could really use $200,000.
I mean, you got to use that money to pay Dave Bolland.
No, you don't. Really not that pleased with that. Don't know a whole lot about their depth picks. Didn't have a second rounder, but thrilled with William Nylander, so I'll give him a C as well. So I had my perspective of the draft, but what happened?
I was sitting on the floor.
Wow, yeah. You're a little fancy. Now, why didn't I get one of those?
Because you're not.
Brian!
I saw Shanahan and Linden.
Ooh. Talking about a trade for Kessler?
No, they were both turning a corner, and it was a little cramped up hallway. They bumped into each other. And they were just like, you could see all the hair grease flying around. It was great. So many buttons undone.
Wow.
It was very suave.
Now, was there any chest hair poking out?
Definitely. And there might have been some hair grease on the chest hair too.
Oh my goodness. My only story is a guy sat down behind me and, you know, he's wearing a suit or whatever. He's clearly an older gentleman, an adult, which I don't ever consider myself an adult. And I go, so, when are you getting picked? And he goes, oh, I got picked in '89. And I go, who are you? And he said, Scott Pellerin.
That did not happen.
Yeah. Sorry, Scott. We could ramble on for hours and hours, but we are tired and also want a drink.
Yeah.
So, tell you what, go to CanucksArmy.com, go to TheLeafsNation.com, go to OilersNation.com, FlamesNation.com, and go to JetsNation.com, and NHL numbers. You can do NHL numbers. Yeah. Oh yeah, you don't have to do Jets. Apparently, daily face-off.
Yep.
We've got you covered all the way for the draft. Lots of pictures are going to go up. Little videos, draft profiles,
yep.
Nudes? Any nudes?
It's a nude?
A nude. Like a nude picture.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay, good. Take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click that like button. Click that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Steve_Dangle. How can they follow you?
At Dim Filipovic. My full name couldn't fit in the handle. So.
I gotcha. Are we going to end on gotcha?
Is that your catchphrase?
That's my... Steve Dangle. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Guys, the CFL is on. This is adorable.